Meet the NEETs. NEETs, spelled N-E-E-T, is an acronym for a class of young people between the ages of 15 and 24, which means not in employment, education, or training. According to a Yahoo Finance article, Gen Z are increasingly becoming NEETs by choice, and this is causing a record level of unemployment around the world. According to the International Labor Organization, about a fifth of people between the ages of 15 and 24 worldwide are currently NEETs. In Spain alone, over 500,000 15 to 24-year-olds are neither studying nor working. Meanwhile, in the UK, almost 3 million Gen Zers are now classed as economically inactive, with 384,000 youngsters joining the workless class since the COVID pandemic. The pandemic really did a number on a lot of young people, psychologically, financially, economically. It stole a lot of their milestones that a normal adolescent and young adult would have experienced. That helps empower them and prepare them for adulthood. Really introduce them into the world of work in the adult world, and really stunted the growth of a lot of people in this age range, which I think is really unfortunate. I think that's really sad. My heart does go out to this age group because they got impacted, and they didn't necessarily have the tools, like the psychological and the emotional tools to navigate the pandemic like adults might have been better equipped to do. And so a lot of them are just at home. They're still living with their parents. They don't know how to face the future. They don't know how to navigate the adult world. And so for a lot of these people, I usually don't say this, but it might not be their fault. So I'm having a little grace with some of these people. But this is an interesting subject to talk about because feeling lost is bad, but feeling lost, being stuck at home, and being broke is worse. And I'm just going to use Chicago as an example of the economic realities facing this young group of people. Gusto, which is a payroll HR company, says the median salary in Chicago is $65,250. ZipRecruiter says the average annual salary is $54,000, so about $10,000 less. And according to the Yahoo Finance article, credit reporting agency TransUnion found that 20-somethings today are taking home. There's a fly on my face. I don't know. I must smell good, or there's something sweet on my nose. I got a friend. I got a co-host today. TransUnion found that 20-somethings today are taking home around $45,000. And some numbers I pulled were for rent in Chicago. Average rent is that for a studio apartment, it is $1,474, and for a one-bedroom apartment is $1,843. A person would have to make $66,000 to afford a one-bedroom apartment, and the highest figure that I read from Gusto says they need says that the salary is $65,000. So, according to these numbers, there's no way that a young person at an entry-level job, or even making the average salary, not even entry level, can afford anything in Chicago, can afford a one bedroom in Chicago. So these are the economic conditions that a lot of people are facing. And the younger the worker, the less they're paid. Generally speaking, if a young person is making below the average and they can't even afford a one bedroom, there are only so many apartments to go around. And if they can't even afford a place of their own, with inflation eating into their earnings, what is the incentive to work really? I mean, how many double shifts can a person work just to have their own place and no social life and no extra time to do any hobbies? And for young people with no direction, motivating them to work, get educated, or get technical training, there's really no incentive to strike out on their own. There has to be something to look forward to. There has to be some kind of future that you have to paint for these young people to make it even worth it. And it looks pretty bleak right now. And there's a bright side though. I think there is hope. And while living with parents during your formative years may not be good, living with them during an economic downturn, which we are experiencing, is actually their best time to prepare for the future when they don't have bills. And it seems like these days joining the trades is a very profitable path for many young adults. Oregon Public Broadcasting wrote an article saying that community college enrollment is down, but skilled trades programs are booming. The heightened demand for students with a 2-year degree or a certificate in skilled trades comes at a time when many prospective students are rethinking the value of college. For some students, graduating from a skilled trades program could mean securing a high-paying job without taking on too much debt. A growing number of people without a bachelor's degree are out-earning their 4-year college-educated peers. And this is according to a study from Georgetown University's Center of Education and Workforce. So that's pretty shocking that non-4-year degree holding workers are out-earning their more highly educated peers. You wouldn't think that. Some numbers I pulled here from a search was that an entry-level HVAC technician can earn $56,000, and the average tuition for that program is $8,000. That is a 595% ROI on that education. An entry-level welder can make $49,920, almost $50,000, and the tuition for that is $5,000. So that's an 898% ROI over 1 year. And the highest ROI for a technical trade that I found for an entry-level plumber is $64,620, and the schooling for that, the tuition, can be as low as $3,000. That's a 2,000% ROI. That's crazy. That's 1 year salary for your tuition. I can't believe that's possible. That's insane. And so, while none of these salaries meet the need for the economic need to pay rent, like I talked about earlier, it's still, I mean, right out the gate, the first year, that's pretty good. That's base level, that's entry level salary, and that'll increase every year. So it's something for a lot of young people to look into. If you have a young person who, isn't doing too well, is kind of feeling lost and not knowing what to do with their lives, this could be a fantastic entry point for them to begin their career, learn some great skills, and just kind of find themselves while they're making pretty decent money for people in their age range. So I don't know. It looks like being skilled in a trade may be the answer to overcoming high prices of everything these days, and set them up for a brighter future. So I hope this was informative. I hope this helped, and look forward to seeing you in the next one.